Hi friends, for this month's Idea Lab Take and Make, we're going to make stars out of kite paper. There are lots of different options. You can see them on my window behind me. There are actually directions for 4 different stars, and I will show you how to make them. Your kit comes with a 9.5-inch square. You can use the whole square and make a star like that one, or this one at the end. These other two, this one and this one, it's hard to do backwards, are made with, I cut those squares in half, so I had a rectangle. That's what those are. This little teeny tiny one over here, I took the big square that you got, I took two sheets of it and cut them into 4, so I had 8 smaller squares, and that's what I used for that one. So you can use, if you want to make big stars, you can just make 1 star with the paper I gave you. If you want to make multiple stars, you can cut it into quarters and then go from there. You can also, this is kite paper. Kite paper is tissue paper, kind of like tissue paper that has wax on it, so it's a little bit stronger, like waxed paper that you would use in the kitchen, but it's colorful and it's really pretty. You can use regular tissue paper if you want, it's just not as strong. But if you're just putting it up in your window, it's perfectly fine to use. So we'll get started. So we're going to start with this simple star. The simple star is super duper, they're all easy. So you're going to take your square, you're going to fold it point to point, and unfold it, and fold it the other point to point. They do not have to be perfect. It's pretty forgiving in the end. Then you're going to unfold it. We're going to move on to step 2, which is to fold the corners into the points into the middle. I find it easier to rotate as I go. And my squares were not perfect, so this is not going to be a perfect, my lines aren't going to match perfectly, but it's okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. Sorry about that noise. I like to flip it over and kind of make sure my folds are good. Then step 3, you just take it and fold along to the middle. So you're going to take the side and fold it so it matches in the middle. You're going to end up with this kite shape, and you are going to make that 8 times. After you make it 8 times, I have 8 of them here, I'm going to flip it over so all the folded parts are facing down, and then we're going to glue it together. You can use any kind of glue. I have a glue stick. You can use white paper glue. Any kind of glue will work. Tape would even work. You're going to, I like to put it on to kind of see where it's going to go. It's going to go along the middle, and I just kind of put my finger there as a guide. And put it on. So I'm going to alternate colors because I have this folded with red and blue. The farther you go, the easier it is to tell where you need to put the glue and where to line it up at. Just got to make sure that the folded part is all facing the same direction. Like I said, I have mine, the folded parts are all facing down. But that is a personal preference. You can do it the other way, and you might need to give it a little bit of glue to hold some points down that way, but so I am totally just eyeballing this, lining up pretty good. Now this last one, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to glue it on like I have been. And then I'm going to lift up what's on the bottom and tuck it behind. You might have to kind of arrange your points a little bit. And then go ahead and glue it just like we have been. And there you go. That is a simple star. The next star that we're going to do is a checkered star. And it takes a square, and you're going to again fold it point to point in both directions. And then you're going to unfold it and fold the sides into the middle, just on two sides. And like I said before, these are not perfect squares, so my lines aren't perfect, but in the end it doesn't really show much. Step 3, you're going to fold the side again to the middle, fold. These ends up here sometimes get a little fussy. And that is all there is to that one. I'm going to flip it over and smooth it out really good. And then to glue it, it's just like the other one. You're going to put glue right here. So you can kind of line them up. Put some glue on. Again, I have the fold side down because I think it lays better that way. But if you want to do it the other way, it's just as long as you are consistent, it doesn't truly matter. If you want to lay them out before you get started, so you know your stuff, your colors go in the order that you want them to, that's fine. I did that beforehand. I put them in the order I wanted them in. Doesn't take a whole lot of glue. If you use a whole lot of glue, it'll make the paper wrinkly. I might know that from experience. Especially if you're using white glue. This one's a little bit easier to glue together because there's a fold down the middle, so it's easier to line up. The other one I had to kind of eyeball some. And this is the last one, and just like the other one, you're gonna put it on top and then lift up that bottom one and put it on top so that it goes all the way around in a nice. And there you go. That is the checkered star. When you hold it up, it's kind of hard to see here. Oh, there you can kind of see it. It's got like checkers in it. It's very cute. The next one we have is a slim star. It again is it's pretty easy to fold. It just has a few more folds. So this one takes a rectangle, so I just took one of those squares and cut it in half. You're going to fold it in half. And then unfold it. And then you're just going to, on both ends, you're going to fold the corners in to make a point. Fold this corner in. So that's step 2. Step 3, you're going to take this and fold it one more time, same way to that middle line. Step 4 is you're going to do that one more time. So I'm going to flip this over really fast and get that folded really well. Makes it a little bit easier. And I flipped it back over, more time. This one's really hard to do at the end because it's several layers. But then that is it. That's all you have to fold. Now you're going to make 8 more of these. And when you glue this one, you're just going to put some glue right here and then put the next one on. Just like the last one, this one has a crease in the middle, so that makes it a whole lot easier to line up. And so you're lining up the point and then along the crease. Just gonna go around with all 8 ones that you made, and like you can do any color combination you want. I just happen to take one of each square that I had in the kit, not with the first one I just did, but with the rest of them, and cut up the square into pieces, into smaller squares and rectangles. On the point and on the fold. One more. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I'm missing one. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there it is. I was missing one. Got stuck with my other ones. So you're gonna, the last one is gonna overlap. Then you're just gonna bring that back one to the front. Tack that down with your glue. And there you go. That is the Slim Star. And when the sun shines through this one, you can't see it very well, but it has cute little triangles in there that show up. Kind of see it on the red there. All right, the last star is called a border star. It has a lot more folds, but it is not hard at all. We're going to fold it in half. Start with a rectangle, fold it in half. Then you're going to unfold that. And then you're going to fold the sides into that line. My fingers have a little glue on it from the last one, it's sticking. Then you're going to unfold that. Now we're on to step 3. You're going to fold to this line one more time, so it just leaves a little border along the edge that's folded. Does not have to be perfect. Alright, so that's up through number 3. Number 4, you just fold the ends into a point. And number, I guess this one's doesn't have a number, but you're going to fold it one end one more time. This one gets a little tricky. It doesn't always want to lay flat very well right there. So just be careful as you press it down. And there you go. That is all folded. Now you're going to glue these down. And I'm going to do it the exact same way. Glue's going to go right here. If you lay your next one on there, it gives you a better idea of where your glue needs to go. These go point to point and then along the center line. And as you go, you get a little better at figuring out where your glue needs to go and lining them up. I like to put mine in a rainbow, but you can put them in whatever order you want. And this last one is gonna overlap. I'm gonna just go ahead and put it on top, and then I'm gonna pull this bottom layer back to the top and glue that down. And there you go. This one is a border star. Thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoy.